Hi, I'm Dan. This is my van, Sean Claude, and together we are Sean Claude Dan's van. So let's go and take a look. It's 2004 Citroen Relay 2.2 litre HDI. It can carry 1.8 tonnes and it's a 3.5 tonne van, so I don't really need to worry so much about weight, because you'd struggle to get that much weight in here. But yeah, this is the floor I'll start with. It's all pallet wood that I picked up from all different industrial estates. Obviously you've got your little shoe mat there to stop you getting mud all over the place. But yeah, this it's all insulated underneath there. I've got 2.5mm Celotex through the whole van, so all through the ceiling, all of the walls, and that back wall there is all filler foamed with fireproof foam insulation, and it has a whole vapour barrier through the van, so I don't really struggle with having any sort of moisture in the van. Okay, so this is the kitchen. First of all, you've got your overhead hanging light, which is always handy when you're cooking in the dark at night time. All you really have your focus on is here, so you don't have all these lights in your face because they're so bright in the evenings, so this is quite handy. I've got my tiles here as my splashback, and I've got my 235 volts my inverter runs at. So I've got my plug sockets here so I can use any household items. And this here is just an old saucepan. I was going to put a plug hole in, but then I decided it's much easier and simpler to just ditch it out, and also I can go and do my washing up outside looking at the views, so I do prefer that. The tap is not actually running just yet. I've got a pump hooked up to it, it's all done, but my jerry can that I have under here is actually doesn't have a big enough tap on the top. The lid is not big enough for me to fit my pump into, so I'm getting a new jerry can because I didn't want to chop a big hole for the pump in the jerry can. So I'll be getting a new one of those soon. This is all just storage space under here. It's a lot of rubbish really. It's paint, oils, things like that for all of the wood treatment things. This is my little cleaning basket full of all of your goodies. So yeah, this is the first aid kit, and every van needs one of these for when we have boo-boos. So this worktop is actually off of an old fence. I think it was a memorial for something, I'm not sure what, but they were just throwing it all away. It's all oak and it's all like wavy on the edges, so I love it. I just picked up 2 bits and attached them. Really, I need to put a bit of filler in there and finish off, but yeah, I'm happy with how it is for now. The bed, this is the bed. Obviously, this is a big old piece of driftwood that I found on the local beach. And this is all pallet wood again, the same as the floor. This is a piece that I metal detected from my family. Has a bit of land in Wales that means quite a lot to the family, and I went metal detecting and I found that, so I thought, yeah, I'll stick it in my van, take it with me. My mattress is a 5-inch reflex with a 1-inch memory foam topper, single mattress, and I did have to trim a bit off of the end because it is slightly short, but I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so I get away with it just about. Yeah, it's really comfy. I've got a double duvet, 15 tog, so I will not be getting cold. We've had some cold nights this winter that I stayed in the van and I've been absolutely fine so far. Fire extinguisher, of course, is always important. So I just use spray glue and a staple gun to attach this. This is actually a throw and coffee sacks here that my cousin gave me because they own a coffee roastery. So I just spray glued it all on, and it's just much warmer on your feet and on your body in the night if you touch the wall. If I wouldn't want to touch any of the wood because it'd be freezing. So I still need to trim all of this piece of the cabling in, but this is my socket here. So I've got a 12 volt, just a cigarette lighter port, and I've got a phone charger here. So I can charge my phone and my GoPro, which is here, at night time, anything that I need to charge. which is very handy to be able to be in bed and be able to charge your phone up when you're watching YouTube. So this is my overhead storage that I made. It's just out of tongue and groove, similar to the ceiling, but it's just got this nice little bit of detailing on it. It's just full of clothes at the moment, and this is my shoe storage side. And I keep my torch up here. And this here is my curtain rail, and I've got a really cool piece of old rope here around the window. So I use coffee sack again to trim the windows up. It just makes it look a lot more neat. I don't want to see any of the metal of the van or any of the insulation there really, because of the vapor barrier. But yeah, the curtains are great. And then that brings us to the ceiling. I've got 6 down lights. I think most vans have these, they're pretty standard. They take hardly any energy at all, so they're so good. I've got a skylight that just pops open, that came with the van because it was originally a minibus. And then the ceiling is stained with some mahogany wood stain, and I think it looks really nice having it, the darker ceiling contrasting with all of the light cupboards. So this here is the ground floor from the upper floor there, and this is the couch, but also the guest room, because if you chuck those bad boys up there and you pull this like so, and it really is that easy. And this little thing here is my wood burner. It's a French stove in blue enamel paint, the original paint that it had. When I got it, it had no glass. I've restored all the glass. I had to make a whole new steel base in the bottom of it, but I knew that I wanted a wood burner in my van, and I didn't want to have just a standard one. I like having the glass, being able to see the fire, and I wanted it to be a standout piece, so I was looking for a long time, and eventually I found one. I had to drive to the Isle of Sheppey to get it, but it was worth it. It's mirrorless. It's still got the original fire bricks in the bottom, and it is about 130 years old. So they made them in the late, about 1890 sort of time. What I like about it the most is you can take the lid off and cook on the top of it. So this is the climbing gear. It's not actually mine, I'm borrowing it. But yeah, if you check out the rest of my videos, there's a bit of caving, a bit of rock climbing, and there'll be more to come. So this is what everyone's been waiting for, the electrics. Obviously I've got my switchboard here. This tells me my power. I've got a small solar panel in the front that trickle feeds this battery, but I've also got a split charge relay. So when I'm driving around, that charges up my battery from the engine. I've just got one 12 volt 115 amp hour battery at the moment, and I've got a 1500 watt Durite inverter, which is really good. It alarms when my power's too low or if it's too high, and I run all sorts of tools off of there. I run an electric sander off of it, and I can put it to full power and it still runs really well, so it keeps up with that. Yeah, it's not the neatest work, but I'm still sort of moving things around with the electrics. I still want to put a light in above the bed that's just a bit of warm lighting for something I can switch on and off from lying in bed position, so that I'm not having to climb to my bed blindly in the night. Yeah, this here is a really handy thing to have. I made out of leatherette material and some Reflectix insulation and just some bits of Velcro, you can see there, that I've hole punched in, and it's just riveted on, and just Velcro it up here. And it's completely black out, so from outside you cannot tell the lights on. I can have these down lights on and it's super bright in here, but no one would even know. that I'm in here at night time, so that's handy for not drawing attention to yourself if you're on a bit of a stealth camping mission. So one more handy thing that I did forget to mention is this bad boy here. It's just a piece of Celotex, but it fits into this gap perfectly, so that keeps it nice and warm in here at night and stops all of my heat going straight out of the skylight. But also it has a double up job. You just slot it in here when you're cooking and it forms a splashback so that nothing spits and gets all muck on my bed covers. So underneath here I haven't opened up because it's absolutely full of rubbish, just all my overflow stuff really. So the whole space underneath the bed is also a storage that I can get to either from in here. I've got a portable cassette toilet in there too that I can slide out. It just sits just the other side of this door, and I slide it out here for emergencies, but I don't really like to use it. But if we're out and about and anybody needs to, I usually let them. My cooker down here, it's just a single hob portable stove. Just use cans to refill it. The rest of my cooking equipment is up here. You got the bowls, my saucepan. It all stays so compact. Speed that up. And then I've just got a few mugs and cutlery, obviously rose gold. So yeah, that's the van. I hope you enjoyed the tour. There'll be more videos coming soon. I'm going to be fitting my window, fixing the wood burner and finishing that restoration and fitting it, and a lot of adventure and more outdoor activities. So hopefully I'll go on some more trips soon. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the thumbs up and the like. Maybe give me a comment if you think there's something that I've missed that you want to hear, or you think there's something I should add or do differently. And yeah, subscribe if you like it, and hopefully I'll see you on another video soon.